Good morning, my dear students. Hope all of you are hale and hearty by the grace of Almighty. It has been a long time since I conducted my last class. Anyway, I am here in front of you to conduct today's lecture on Modifier-4. What does it mean, my dear students? It means you have already conducted 3 classes on Modifier. This is our 4th class. But before starting Modifier-4, I would like to recap. I'd like to make you remind what I taught you regarding modifier in my 3 classes. So let us begin with the definition of modifier. After definition, I will give you the classification, and after classification, I will show you the question pattern. Okay. Although I have completed these terms or topics, I'm going to discuss again for your benefit. So my dear students, let us start with the definition of modifier, and after definition I will give you some examples so that you can understand modifier, and after example everything, that means the question pattern will be crystal clear to you. So my dear students, let us start with the definition of modifier. What is modifier? And today I want your active participation. Like other days, I will make a lot of questions, and you have to give me the solution as soon as possible. And if you make any mistakes, please don't hesitate to make questions. I will be busy with watching your answer again and again, and I think I will be able to give you feedback. So my dear student, let us start with modifier. Okay. Although I have conducted 3 classes on modifier regarding definition, classification, and question pattern, but I think most of you have forgotten. That's why I'd like to make you remind once again. So my dear student, what is modifier? What is modifier? Look at, I'd like to give you the definition, but at first I want to show you some examples, and if we try to comprehend the examples, we will clearly come to know what modifier is. Let's look at the board. I'm going to give you definition, but in a different format. Suppose Dhaka University was closed. Sorry, do you have new pen, please? Sorry, extremely sorry, my dear students. Dhaka University was closed. Signed. This is example number 1, my dear students. This is example number 1. Now, another example. Sheikh Mujib an undisputed leader of the world was born in Tungipara. Small village of Gopalganj. This is a second example. Now look at the third example. The hands that rock the hand that rocked the cradle rules the world. Dear students, I have given you 3 examples. Look at the first example. Dhaka University was closed, signed. Second one, Sheikh Mujib, an undisputed leader of the world, was born in Tungipara, a small village of Gopalganj. The hand that rocks the cradle rules the world. I have given you 3 examples. I have given you 3 examples. Now try to calculate the 3 examples, and we will really come to know what modifier is. Look at the first example. Dear students, can you identify any word or phrase or clause that influences or modifies any other part of this sentence? What do you mean? Dear student, what do you think? Dear students, can you find any kind of word or phrase or clause in the first sentence that influences any other part of the given sentence? Try to calculate the first sentence, my dear students. Try to calculate the first sentence. And what is my question? Try to identify any other part of the sentence that influences other part of the given sentences. Is there any part? Rahat. Rahat, become serious, please. Thank you. Sharmin Rani. Sharmin has given sign die. Excellent, excellent. Nafiz Iqbal, Nur Muhammad, thank you. My dear students, please be busy. Here we have got 194 viewers right now with us, and you have to be busy with your answer. So here, sign die. What is sign die? Is it a word or phrase or clause? Write down your answer. Is it a word or phrase or clause? What do you think? Sign die? Okay, I'm waiting for your answer. What is a sign die? A word or phrase or clause or anything else? What do you think? I want all of my students to be busy with learning, okay? Don't be busy with silly talkings. I have a request for you. Nafiz Iqbal phrase, Muhammad Imon phrase, Urjun Pramanik phrase. Okay, thank you. It's a phrase. But now I have another question. This is a phrase. The sign die is a phrase. My question is, which part of this sentence is being influenced by sign die? Which part of this sentence is being influenced by sign die? What do you think? If I ask you a question, can you please identify the part which is being influenced by sign die? What do you think? Sign die is a phrase, but this phrase influences something. Which one? Nafiz Iqbal, I'm extremely sorry. Try to think again. Sorry. Dhaka University is not influenced by sign die. Sorry, very sad. The phrase sign die doesn't influence Dhaka University, my dear students. Yes, Simon Ferdos, you are absolutely correct. I'm really sad with the answer. Thank you. Oh, now you are correct, my dear students. Here, sign die modifies clauses. Okay. Sign die modifies clauses or closed, you can say. That's why I can say sign die is an adverbial phrase. Why? If any participle speech modifies verb, that participle speech will become adverb. If any phrase modifies a verb, definitely that phrase will be an adverbial phrase. That's why it's an adverbial phrase. Here, up to this part, we have taken a decision. Sign die is a phrase, and this phrase modifies a verb. That's why we can call it adverbial phrase. It's a phrase. It's an adverbial phrase. Clear to you? Now my next question. Sheikh Mujib, an undisputed leader of the world, was born in Tungipara, a small village of Gopalganj. Can you identify any part of this sentence which influences other part of this given sentence? It will take time, I'm sure. From this second sentence, try to identify those parts or that part that modify or modifies any other part of the sentence. Hurry up. Sharmin Nori, thank you. Undisputed leader. Excellent, Nafiz Iqbal. Only one portion, an undisputed leader of the world. Is there not anything else? Hurry up. There is something else, my dear student. There is something else. Try to understand. Try to look for. Hurry up, please. Ishrat Jahan, Sheikh Mujib is being modified. Excellent. Nafis and Islam, you are absolutely correct. According to Nafis, an undisputed leader modifies Sheikh Mujib. Excellent, excellent. Yes. Okay, thank you. Look at please. Sheikh Mujib, an undisputed leader of the world, was born in Tungipara, a small village of Gopalganj. Here, an undisputed leader of the world, this part modifies or influences Sheikh Mujib. Okay, here a small village of Gopalganj modifies Tungipara. So we have got two parts. One is an undisputed leader of the world, and the second is a small village of Gopalganj. Here, an undisputed leader of the world is a phrase. It's a phrase. A small village of Gopalganj is also a phrase. Actually, these two parts are called appositive. These two parts are called appositive. We will show you how what appositive is in our next classes. So dear students, an undisputed leader of the world modifies Sheikh Mujib. A small village of Gopalganj modifies Tungipara. Okay. So these two parts have become modifiers. Okay. So from the first sentence, we have got one phrase that modifies or influences any other part of the sentence. From the second sentences, we have got another two phrases that modifies or modify another parts of the sentence on the given sentences. Now look at the third example. Now look at the third example. The hand that rocks the cradle rules the world. The hand that rocks the cradle rules the world. Dear students, my another question. Rupali, yes, I was absent for a long time, but I have been among you. So let us learn. The hand that rocks the cradle rules the world. Do you find any part of the sentence that modifies any other part of the given sentence? What do you think? Yes. Yes, excellent. Okay. Dear students, look at please. The hand that rocks the cradle rules the world. Here, that rocks the cradle. This part modifies hand, the hand. So, that rocks the cradle is also a modifier. Now look at. Hand is being modified by the. World is being modified by the. So, in this part, we have got that the is a word, and this the modifies hand. Here, this the modifies world. Up to this part, we have got that. According to the first sentence, phrase can be a modifier. Yes, students. Actually, I have taught you all this, but I have repeated. Why? You have forgotten these items or things. That's why I want to make you remind or remember. That's why I have repeated. Don't take me in a different way. So, according to the first sentence, Saindai is a phrase and it's a modifier. According to the second sentence, an undisputed leader of the world is a phrase and it's a modifier. A small village is a modifier and it's a phrase. Look at that rocks the cradle. It's a clause. It's a clause and it has become a modifier. Look at the is a word. The is the word and it has become a modifier. Here, this word the has become a modifier because it has modified the world. So, from these three sentences, it becomes quite clear to us that modifier can be a word or a phrase or a clause. So, modifier can be a word or phrase or clause. Okay, modifier can be a word or phrase or clause. Okay, but these words or clauses or phrases must have to influence any other part of the sentences. Okay, so a word or a phrase or a clause can be modified only when it modifies any other word or phrase or clause in the given sentences. Okay, so modifier refers to a word or phrase or clause that modifies any other part of the sentence, and this part may be a word or phrase or clause. Okay, clear to you? Now, my dear students, I'd like to give you some more examples. I think modifier is clear to you. Modifier refers to a word or phrase or clause, okay? And this word or phrase or clause influences or modifies or qualifies any other part of the given sentences. The part which is being modified may be a word or phrase or clause, okay? So, my dear students, let us show you the classification of modifier. From these three examples, we have already come to know what modifier is. Now, I have to go for classification of modifier. In order to complete the total process of modifier, I will conduct a lot of classes. I have already conducted 3 classes before this one. I'm continuing with modifier, and it will take a lot of classes. Actually, I am repeating today because the classes that I conducted regarding modifier were taken some 1 month back. That's why I'm repeating. Okay. Now look at the board. We will show you the classification of modifier. A village doctor serves the helpless a village doctor serves the helpless villagers. A village doctor serves the helpless villagers. Suppose I am writing frequently. Look at this. Look at these sentences. Just look at these sentences. Do you find any modifier in this sentence? A village doctor serves the helpless villagers frequently. Can you find any modifier, that is any part of the sentence that modifies or influences any other part? Hurry up, please. Is there any modifier? And if it is, how many modifiers are there? Just give me. Yes. Ashim Hassan Siam, helpless and frequently. Thank you. Ashim, there are some, Ashim Hassan Siam, there are some other words or phrases. There are some other modifiers. Try to find out. Ashim has identified 2, helpless and frequently. Okay. Nafis and Islam, very, very talented boy. Village modifies doctor, helpless modifies villagers, also frequently. Thank you. Only 2. Very sad, very, very sad. I can see a lot of modifiers in this sentence. Yes, Ashim, there is something else. There is something else. No. According to Mizanur Rahman Shapon, there are 3. Ishwarjan 3. Mustafizur Rahman, I'm well by the grace of Almighty. How are you? I think you are well. Muhammad Jonayat 3. Dasan Islam, just try to calculate the given example. How many modifiers are there? Okay, thank you. Look at please. Look at please. Here the doctor is being modified, and this doctor is being modified by village. Can I say? Here village doctor is being modified by A. Okay, serves the helpless frequently. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There are 5 modifiers, I think. I have got 5 modifiers. Have you got 5 modifiers in this sentence, my dear students? Shanto, a village the helpless frequently. Okay. From this example, look at this. From this example, a village is a modifier, and this modifier has taken its position before the modified part. Just listen to what I say. Village is such a modifier which has taken its position before the modified word. That's why I can say village is a pre-modifier. Can I say? Yes, it's a pre-modifier. Here, A is also a pre-modifier because it has taken its position before the modified part. Okay, that's why A is a pre-modifier, village is a pre-modifier. Clear to you? Now look at here, the is a modifier because it has modified villagers. Helpless is a modifier, it has modified villagers. Okay, the and helpless have become pre-modifiers. What about frequently? Is it a pre-modifier or post-modifier? Dear students, is it a pre-modifier or post-modifier? Dear students, frequently. Frequently, is it a pre-modifier or post-modifier? Yes. Tauzia Jaman post, Media Sun post. Thank you. Sabir, thank you. Inayat, thank you. Nur Muhammad, thank you. Jaid Ahmed, thank you. Jaidit from Shirazganj. Nafis Sadiq, thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, all of you were thanked by me. Now I have another question. Frequently is a modifier, it's a post modifier, but what kind of participant space is frequently? Who can tell me? What kind of participant space is frequently? Fabia Rose is from Gazipur. Am I right? Okay. Frequently is a modifier. Okay, but what kind of participant space is frequently? Yes, adverb. Tausiya Zaman adverb. It's adverb, but which word, which part of the sentence is being modified by frequently? Who can tell me? Frequently is an adverb. Okay, it's quite clear to all of you, all of us. But I have a question. Frequently modifies or influences any other part of the sentence. Which part of the sentence is being influenced by frequently? Who can tell me? Village, doctor, subs, blazers. Which one? Yes, yes, excellent. Simon Ferdos, excellent answer. Okay, okay. Thank you, my dear students. From this example, actually, I have focused the classification of modifier. Actually, modifiers are of two types. One is pre-modifier, other is post-modifier. One is pre-modifier, other is post-modifier. Okay, this is the classification of modifier. Now, there is another question. Try to calculate the example or the given sentence very critically. A is a modifier. A is a modifier because it has modified doctor. But I have a question. What kind of participial space is A? Who can tell me? What kind of participial space is A? What kind of participial space is A? Who can tell me? What kind of participial space is A? It's an adjective. It's an adjective. Okay, excellent answer. Excellent. Another question for you. It's an adjective. But actually it has this A has a specific grammatical name. Do you know? It's called determiner. It's called determiner. Dear student, it's called determiner. Okay, it's called determiner. Articles are called determiner. Clear to you? So I can say determiner is one kind of adjective. Can I say determiner is one kind of adjective? Okay, try to keep in mind determiner is one kind of adjective, but all adjectives are not determiners. I'm going to repeat, determiners are adjectives, but all the adjectives are not determiners. Okay, clear to you? Now another question. So determiner is an adjective because it has modified noun. It has modified noun. Okay, Now look at the second word. Village. Village is a noun, but this noun has suddenly modified or influenced doctor. Doctor is a noun. If any word modifies, if any word or parts of speech modify noun or pronoun, that modifying parts of speech or modifier will be adjective, definitely adjective. Here doctor is a noun. This doctor is being modified by village. That's why I can say village is also an adjective. Village is also an adjective, but actually village is a noun. This village will be called noun adjective. Okay, it's called noun adjective. It's called noun adjective. Okay, so my dear students, A is a determiner, village is a noun adjective. Up to this part, is it clear to you? The topics I have already talked about are maybe clear to you. Now look at the second one. I think I have talked about the, it's also a determiner. Articles are called determiner. Okay, this one, helpless. Helpless is also an adjective because helpless, villagers is being modified by helpless. Villagers is a noun, that's why helpless is an adjective. It's a pure adjective. Frequently is a post modifier. And this post modifier is an adverb. It is an adverb because it modifies verbs. Okay, so up to this part we have got that. Frequently it is an adverb, it's a post modifier. Helpless is an adjective, it's a pre-modifier. The is a determiner. The is a determiner and it is a pre-modifier. From this example, dear students, actually I want you to understand something else. Just listen to what I say. Actually, if you want to do excellent in modifier part, or if you want to operate a sentence, if you want to go on operating a sentence very tactfully, you have to know the devices or terms used in the sentence. From this sentence we have got determiner, from this sentence we have got noun adjective, from this we have got adjective, from this sentence we have got adverb. Okay, questions of modifier will be based on these following terms. If one sentence is given, you have to modify a certain word. You have to modify a certain word, and in order to modify a certain word or phrase or clause, you will have to use an instrument. And what are the instrument? Noun adjective is an instrument, determiner is an instrument, adjective is an instrument, adverb is an instrument. Do you have any kind of conceptions regarding these instruments? If you have a good conception regarding these instruments, I'm sure you'll be able to calculate a sentence very critically, or you will be able to get good marks in modifier part. Okay, is it clear to you, my dear students? You have to have crystal clear view about some grammatical terms if you want to get a good figure in modifier part. I don't want my student to lose a single mark from modifier. Okay, up to this part I have tried my level best to give you the definition of modifier, to give you the classification of modifier, and also some examples. Now I'm going to give you a question pattern. I think modifier will be crystal clear to you. Modifier is a very, very interesting topic, and the students of 2022 must have modifier. The students who are going to sit for 2022 SSC exam will have to have modifier, and this modifier will contain 7 marks. 7 marks. Okay, Okay, clear, clear, clear. Thank you. Hearing, just watching your comments, I'm becoming thrilled. I'm becoming encouraged. Thank you. Our teacher always expects comments from their from his students, and if you are with me with this speed, I'm sure you'll be able to learn very enthusiastically. You'll learn definitely. Now look at my dear students. I who am sorry, extremely sorry. Actually, I have wanted to give you a question, but I have started writing the answer. I'm going to show you the question pattern of modifier. Okay, this is question number A. That means in the part of modifier, after a certain word or phrase or clause, a gap will be given. Why? In the gap you have to use something, and the thing that you are going to use in the gap will be your answer. Okay, so after dash there will be given a direction. I have used the first bracket. In the first bracket there will be a direction, and in the direction you will be given which part of the sentence you are going to modify, and in order to modify that part, which grammatical term you need to use an instrument. Okay, suppose post modify the pronoun. Dear students, post modify the pronoun. Here you have to modify I. I is a pronoun. I is a pronoun. I am not a pronoun. I is a pronoun. Post modify the pronoun, that is you have to modify pronoun I. And what is your instrument? Up to this part I haven't given you any instrument. Now I'm going to give you. Post modify the pronoun with an, sorry, extremely sorry, I have made a misspelling mistake here. Post modify the pronoun with an adjective clause. Here you have to use a clause. There are different kind of clauses, but you have to choose an adjective clause. I dash want to stand by the helpless people. Look at, this is a question of modifier. I dash want to stand by the helpless people. Here you have to use a clause, and in order to modify this pronoun, you have to use an adjective clause. Actually, I am not going to teach you adjective clause. Actually, I want to show you the question pattern. Here you have to write an adjective clause. So what is your instrument? What is your instrument of modifying? Your instrument is adjective clause. Which part you need to modify? You need to modify I. Okay. From this example, actually I want to focus on the question pattern. Up to this part, we need to know what an adjective clause is. We need to know what a clause is. We need to know what a phrase is. We need to know different kind of phrases. We need to different kind of clauses. Okay. We need to have a clear conception regarding different kind of phrases, regarding different kinds of clauses, regarding different kinds of parts of speeches. Okay. If you have a good conception regarding these items, I'm sure you'll be able to learn your modifier part very, very effectively. So my dear students, what should be the answer? Okay, I have given you a question, now give me the answer. Just give me the answer, hurry up, just give me the answer, hurry up. Oh my God. Muhtasim Billah Sabbir. Sabbir should be given punishment. Oh my God. Yes, who am a Dr. Sabir? You have written who, am or is. Which one is appropriate? Which one is appropriate? Ihtisham Haider. Thank you. Nafiz Iqbal. Nafiz Iqbal, where is your clause? It has become a phrase. A member of the society. You should say who am a member of the society. Who am going to Sajek Valley next week? Excellent. Kabir. Redwan Islam Rimon. Why are you using who is a student of DC? Who is? Oh my God. Very sad, my dear students. Look at please. If anybody is willing to use who is the relative pronoun, and if you take a verb here, please try to determine the verb according to the antecedent. The noun and pronoun which takes its position before a relative pronoun is called antecedent. It's called antecedent, and the verb after that relative pronoun will be determined according to the antecedent. Okay, that's why you are not allowed to use any kind of is, because I doesn't have any kind of agreement with is. If I say is, it would be I is. Okay. Now it's clear to you. The students, up to this part, we have learned the definition of modifier along with the classification and format of question pattern. Now I want to show you the instrument that you need to learn. There are two kinds of modifier, pre-modifiers and post-modifiers. Under pre-modifiers, you have to learn some 11 grammatical terms very clearly and tactfully. For post-modifier, there are 5. Okay, what are they? I wrote these terms in my last class, but I think you have forgotten. Have you forgotten? Have you forgotten the grammatical terms or instruments that I wrote in my last class? I have a question, I have a request to you, dear students. This is a very good platform of learning. I request you to be very serious so that everyone can learn, okay? Dear students, look at please. Under pre-modifier, there is number 1, adjective, number 2, noun adjective, number 3, quantifier, number 4, determiner, number 5, possessive, number 6, demonstrative, number 7, adjective, noun adjective, quantifier, determiner, possessive, demonstrative, intensifier, compound, adverb, phrase, participle. These are the instrument, students. These are the instrument that you will need to use in order to give you the answer of modifier part. Okay, for post modifier. For post modifier, dear students, which color is more visible, this one or that one? For post modifier, there is a positive relative clause or adjective clause, adverb, phrase, participle. Okay. Son, not clear. Which one? Yeah, which one is not clear to you? Okay. I have already completed 40 minutes. Time flies very fast. This is really sorrowful. I need to continue for a longer period of time. So these are the weapons. These are the instruments. These are the instruments that you need to know in order to answer the questions of modifier. Okay. Thank you. Now, my dear students, I'd like to start with a positive. I have another 8 minutes. Within 8 minutes, I'd like to clear or clarify a positive. Okay. Can I rub the board, dear students? Have you written? Have you written, my dear students? If you have written, I'd like to start with post modifier, and I'm going to start with a positive. Should I rub the board? Yes. Thank you. I should have started with pre-modifier, but I'd like to be different today. I'd like to start with post-modifier, okay? And post-modifier have 5 grammatical items or 5 grammatical devices. I'm going to start with appositive. What is an appositive? You need to know, not for answering the question of modifier. Appositive is mostly important for writing items. If you use these grammatical devices in your sentences of writing side, the examiners will be happy. Your writing will be standard, okay? Suppose a student has written a line, I love my mother. I love my mother. This is a sentence. I love my mother. But another student written, I a teacher of DC. DC means Dhaka College, okay? I teacher of DC love my mother. A lady with versatile talent. Try to differentiate between two sentences. Can you identify the standard of the two sentences? Which one is more acceptable? Both of the sentences are correct, but which one you need to write? This one or that one? Okay. I, a teacher of DC, love my mother, a lady with versatile genius. Okay, look at please. A teacher of DC, just a teacher of DC and a lady with versatile talent. Can I say these are the ornaments of this sentence? These are the ornaments of this sentence. What do you think? Dear students, a teacher of Dhaka College is an additional information regarding I. A lady with versatile talent is also an additional information regarding my mother. And these two additional information don't have any clause at the beginning of them. Actually, they are noun phrases. If you add any additional information, the students try to understand what I say. If you add any additional information for a noun and pronoun or a noun phrase, and if this additional information is a noun phrase, it will be called appositive. So appositive is an additional information about a noun or pronoun or noun phrase, and this phrase must be a noun phrase. Okay, so appositive will be a noun phrase, or maybe appositive is a noun phrase and it will be about an additional information regarding a noun or pronoun or noun phrase. Okay, and in order to express appositive, you have to use comma. If you use appositive at the middle of a sentence, you need to put 2 commas. But if you use it at the end, you have to use 1 comma, but then the full stop. So appositive. So appositive is a noun phrase. Okay, appositive is a noun or noun phrase, and it's about an additional information regarding a noun or noun phrase or even pronoun. Okay, here a teacher of Dhaka College is an additional information regarding the pronoun I. Here a lady with versatile talent is an additional information regarding my mother, and you have to use this appositive. You have to use the appositive if you are given the question post modify the noun or pronoun with appositive. But I have a request for you, please use a lot of appositives in your writing sides. The teachers will be happy. Okay, if any student adds an appositive to his writing, I think his writing will be definitely standard. Look at, I'm going to give you another example. I will take a lot of classes. If the college reopens, we will enjoy in the classroom. If the college reopens, we will enjoy a lot. Ramon, I will show you a noun phrase when I will talk about phrases. Okay, look at, I'm going to give you a question and you have to give me the answer. I have another 2 minutes. Sorry. Post modify the noun with an appositive. English dash post modify the noun with an appositive has crossed the national borders. So mainly the answer is English has crossed the national borders. Now you have to put an additional information regarding English. Okay, but the additional information that you are going to write should be a noun phrase. Okay. Okay, okay, okay. Carry on, carry on. Thank you. Don't start with a clause. At the beginning of an appositive, you are not allowed to use any kind of tense, my dear students. It would be a noun phrase. Thank you, Rahat, thank you, Jonai, thank you, Sohan. I need a lot of answers. Fabia Rose, which is intentional language? It is not appropriate. You should write which is an international language. It has become a clause. You should write an international language. Okay? Simon for thank you. Sadia, thank you. Sami, which is an easy language? You should say an easy language. Okay? Which is an easy language is a clause. A foreign language. Thank you. So the answer should be a foreign language. If I say can I say a lingua franca? Can I write a lingua franca? What is a lingua franca? Oh my God, Nafis, an elegant language. Excellent, excellent perception. Can I say a lingua franca? What is a lingua franca? What is a lingua? Sinanuddin Ron, excellent. A common language. So lingua franca is a phrase. It means a common language. So my dear students, up to this part, I have completed the definition of the modifier along with the classifications and question pattern, and I have shown you the grammatical terms under both pre-modifier and post-modifier. I think you have taken them down, or you have written them down, and today I have also completed appositive. I will conduct another class on next Wednesday, hopefully. Sorry, next Saturday. Today is Wednesday. I will conduct another class on next Wednesday, and it will be on Modifier 5. I will talk about relative clause. I will talk about blah 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 blah. You have to wait for that period. Really, I'm overjoyed with the participation that you have shown today, and hopefully we will learn something new every day. So my dear students, this is all for today. Thank you for being with me. I'm waiting for you eagerly, and hopefully I will conduct our next class on next Wednesday. Till then, goodbye, stay safe and blessed.